welcome, family, to Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast. I'm your host, Emmanuel Barbee. Thank you for tuning in to our global network. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and please share this video podcast with your friends. We ask that you do this because we want others to know we're here. This video podcast is available in 3 forms: audio, video, and as a written text in order for us to reach our audience. I cite all of my sources on my Medium transcript under Show and Prove. I encourage my listeners to click on the link to my current Medium transcript so that you can read my sources in real time and respond when we open up the discussion for Q&A. We're dedicated to discussing controversial issues such as the genocide which is taking place among our youth in our inner cities across the United States. We can't sugarcoat genocide. Although I have little to no support from people in my city, in Chicago, I refuse to be ignored. Purpose: to educate people, black people, African people, and others who are serious about solving black issues in America, solving African issues on the continent and throughout the diaspora, as well as to raise funds for our film project, Hood Liberator Made in Chicago, The War Against Willie Lynch Begins. I use this platform to interact with everyone on my friends list and everyone in my social groups by giving black business owners free airtime to promote their products and services. I give people in the faith community an opportunity to share the gospel of Jesus Christ, and ordinary law-abiding citizens an opportunity to share their special talents and skills to my listeners from around the globe. After the show, I offer my guest speakers an incentive by teaching them how to create their own podcasts and YouTube channel to help them earn extra revenue during COVID-19. I also assist people on my friends list with creating basic websites, finding college scholarships, grants, housing, and legal services, all for free. Our goal is to raise $500,000 so that I can be in a better position financially to hire a professional black production company or an African production company with quality actors. Without support from the black grassroots and the global African family, I am unable to do my job. Non-black sympathizers are welcome to join us and to patronize us, but it's black people's responsibility to build it and to own it. And that's what makes this organization different from other black organizations. I'm calling on all of my Christian group members in Light of the World Inspirational Group and Christian Spoken Word Network to pray that God would connect me with people who have the means to support our film project. Pray that my revised book will get on the bestsellers list. Pray that the Spirit of God will allow our film project to get fully funded and made in Jesus Yahshua's name. I am encouraging all of my group members to do what you can to help us reach our goals so that we can move from behind the computer, starting with getting our story on the big screen and getting our Christian business up and running in Chicago. Please consider supporting our film project in 3 ways. They are as follows. Through our virtual store, we provide merchandise such as COVID masks, coffee mugs, posters, handbags, and t-shirts. All proceeds will go towards our film project. 2, through our PayPal page. Ghettos Chicago, the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago, is a faith-based community advocacy organization. Our mission is to eradicate urban violence in Chicago through arts, culture, commerce, and spiritual development. Donations can be made can be used as a tax write-off for U.S. citizens because this is a legitimate 501c3 nonprofit organization. 3. You can also support our film project by purchasing my revised book, quote, The Solution for Black America, Reclaiming, Rebuilding, and Restoring the Urban Ghettos in America, 2nd edition, which is available on my Amazon author page. I provide each website on my Medium transcript under Show and Prove. You can also find each website on my YouTube channel under About. If you are unable to participate on the show, no worries. When you have a moment, please watch our latest video podcast or listen to our audio podcast and leave a public comment in the comment section on my YouTube page and on my Facebook page about the topic. Most of all, please share my information with your friends. This will help get the ball rolling. Instructions on how to participate on the show. First, watch my video podcast. This is called Side A. After I finish my presentation, then I will open up the phone lines through Facebook Messenger. This is called Side B. You can interact with me in real time, either by voice call by clicking on the phone icon or by video call by clicking on the camera icon. Today's topic for discussion are as follows: fake black representation, Shaun King's article, and should black people be concerned about Ukraine. Our first topic, fake black representation. I watched a video from MSNBC about a black representative named Gregory Meeks, a Democrat from New York. He visited Ukraine, and I encourage my listeners to go to my Medium transcript, scroll down to Show and Prove, and below his name, click on the link to listen to his message. In a nutshell, he said it was heartbreaking, and he even cried about their situation. We can talk all day about how foul the Democrats have been acting towards black people, but we need to focus on these black so-called leaders who would travel to another country and cry for foreigners, but neglect the people who elected them into office. Our black representatives have been selling us out for 60 years. It's time we put an end to this foolishness. The civil rights generation thought that black representation would help improve things for black Americans, which makes sense. The financial elites, through their mega corporations, fund both political parties, Democrats and Republicans. No matter who wins, the financial elites still win because their agenda will be carried out. One thing other groups in America don't have is a bunch of sellouts in public office. I have always said, what's the point of having a congressional black caucus if they are not going to do anything for black people? The financial elites created this bourgeoisie group of blacks who will only carry out their wishes at the expenses of the black masses. You can't love your people while making backroom deals with our oppressors. This is why black America can't get anywhere and remain stagnant. Black people in America will never get anywhere as long as we keep voting for the same people just because they're black. They are Democrat first. Our issues is a non-issue for them. This black representative Gregory Meeks is just one of many who will advocate for every other group coming into this country, but will deny resources to black people and the black community. Fake black representatives like him only want to champion low-income programs to keep black people dependent and impoverished instead of championing and funding nonprofits like ours who will focus on business creation and skilled trade programs for the black community. Why this guy is not crying about Breonna Taylor. Why He is not upset that the George Floyd bill did not pass. If Black America wants real change, then they have to come over here and support our brothers and sisters from the soil, which is the Black grassroots. I've been telling my members on Facebook for 18 years that politics is something we have to deal with and get involved with. If Black America would listen to me, the first line of business is to stop supporting the current Black leadership in public office. Vote them all out of office. We need to replace them with people from the soil. The next step is for the Black community to support the people we want to represent us financially. Then we could have proper representation at the local and state level. The Biden administration has given the Ukrainian government $13 billion of American taxpayers' money to Ukraine without a study or a commission. I found an article from the NPR entitled, quote, Congress passed $13.6 billion in Ukraine aid along with government funding, unquote. According to the article, the Senate voted to approve a massive spending package that include $1.5 trillion in funding to keep the federal government open, with a $13.6 billion in emergency aid for Ukraine. The refugees from Ukraine will have access to $1.4 billion. Your Democrats who's promoting this. Once again, another group will come over here and leap over us. This administration has resources for everybody except Black people. Notice, America is not upset that $13 billion of our tax dollars are going to a foreign country while there are homeless people in America living like third and fourth class citizens. This administration care less about poor American citizens, but they can help European nations. Everybody is benefiting off of America. We have 535 people in the White House making decisions for 350 million people. Keep in mind, they also gave Asians a hate crime bill. Refugees from Afghanistan received $500 million, but nothing for Black people. Why in the hell should Black people keep rewarding them? That's the question. The best way to pay them back is either to sit it out or do a protest vote, meaning vote for the Republicans. Leave a public comment on my Facebook page and on my YouTube channel. Most of all, please share this podcast with your friends. This will help get the ball rolling. Our second topic, Shaun Cain's article. There was an article in Newsweek entitled, The Hypocrisy of Support for Ukraine Must Not Harden Black America's Heart, unquote. I encourage my listeners to go to my Medium transcript, scroll down to Show and Prove, and look at the second bullet point. Then click on the link to read the full article. In this article, Shaun Cain talked about the issues in Ukraine. The problem I have with his report, he wants Black people to show sympathy towards Ukraine. What we saw from the videos coming out of Ukraine is that they are practicing anti-Black racism toward African students in the middle of a war. They allowed their pets on a train while pushing a Black woman off a train. Why would we support people who practice white supremacy? The mainstream media won't tell you that neo-Nazis walking around openly in Ukraine, and they are also part of the Ukrainian military. Don't believe me? I encourage my listeners to go to my Medium transcript, scroll down to Show and Prove, and look at the fourth bulletin point entitled AZOV Regiment on Ukraine-Russia Frontline, Putin's denazification goal aimed at white supremacists, unquote. Click on the link to watch the video. White supremacy has caused misery and pain to my people, not only here in America, but throughout the world. Shaun is trying to keep black people enslaved. The Biden administration has given the Ukrainian government $13 billion. How much more support do they need? Why is the mainstream media trying to get black people to support Ukraine? That is not our fight. That's a European issue. We have our own problems here in America that need fixing. For example, 40% of the homeless population in America is black people. This is a guilt trip article. Leave a public comment on my Facebook page and on my YouTube channel. Most of all, please share this podcast with your friends. This will help get the ball rolling. Our third topic, should black people be concerned about Ukraine? A prestigious HBCU, Hampton University, is offering free room and board to Ukrainian refugees. On their website it says, quote, Hampton University to offer free room, board, and tuition to Ukrainian and international students studying in Ukraine displaced by ongoing conflict. Hampton, Virginia, says March 16, 2022, in a humanitarian effort to help those college students and families affected by the current conflict in Ukraine. Hampton University President Dr. William R. Harvey has announced that it will invite 50 to 100 Ukrainians and international college students presently studying in Ukraine to continue their education on HU's campus this summer. The collective Hampton University faculty, staff, and students are heartbroken because the war-torn country of Ukraine must deal with atrocities like the bombing of maternity wards, hospitals, and other civilian areas, said Hampton University President Dr. William R. Harvey. Quote, I think this partnership is something that can be beneficial to a great number of students and family. My entire career has been focused on helping people to achieve and meet their goals, unquote. Ukrainian and international college students affected by the combat will be able to attend classes at Hampton for the 2022 summer session, receive room, board, and tuition for the summer, and have the option to stay at Hampton at the regular tuition and fees rate once the summer session is over. How does this benefit Hampton students? I believe this is a strategy to bring in non-citizens to the United States. The financial elites want to take our schools if we allow them. As black people in America, as a collective, we have the least amount of resources than anyone. Harvard University has a $50 billion endowment. During Jim Crow, no European nation offered scholarships to black Americans. The sad thing about this is Hampton University is not extending this opportunity to underprivileged black American students, but they can extend this to foreign students. This goes to show you that we have a lot of puppets running these schools. Hampton University is offering Ukrainians a free ride off the legacy of our ancestors. My question to black America, should we be concerned about Ukraine? We have people in America who reside in urban war zones within our inner cities, places like Atlanta, Baltimore, and Chicago, but no one seems to care. Our politicians are concerned about what's going on in foreign countries. We got black women and black children getting beat up by white supremacists, yet no crime bill to protect us in America. This is why GRCAM should be supported by black people, African people, Afro-Caribbean people, and Brazilian people. leave a public comment on my Facebook page and on my YouTube channel. Most of all, please share this podcast with your friends. This will help get the ball rolling. Just a friendly reminder, Friday, March 25th at 7 o'clock, we're going to hold our CAM virtual conference at 7 o'clock p.m. through 8 o'clock p.m. Central Time. Our panel will be Dr. Amanda Matthews, Pastor Carla Harrell, and Dr. Cheryl A. Proctor. We hope that you all will be able to participate. Again, we're going to try to do this through Facebook Live as well as connected to our Zoom. So that's what we're working on. And hopefully we can host this, like I say, on the 25th of March. And I will be posting the link so that you all could have that and be aware and try to participate if possible. Appreciate that. But most of all, we're doing this in order to raise capital for our film project, Hood Liberator Made in Chicago. The war against Willie Lynch begins. This is going to be one of the most important films I believe, in this century. It's actually going to be based on my revised book, but we're just going to do the best that we can to get connect with a legitimate black production company or an African production company that will help us create a great empowerment film to reach the black masses. The proceeds from the film will help put me in a better position so that I can do all these things that I've been talking about for the past 30 years. It's not easy. I'm not doing this for, fame and just trying to get people to like me and all that stuff. I'm doing this because our children are being slaughtered left and right. Now, you see how the world is back in Ukraine about what's going on over there. Those same kind of issues is happening in our inner cities on a daily basis. It's a living hell. And the only reason why I am concerned about all of this stuff is because this is what my creator has laid on my heart. Only thing is, he never told me about who he was going to have to be on my board of directors and the people that's going to actually help me run this organization. He didn't tell me that part. That's something that I'm believing that he will do for me within my lifetime. But before I leave this world, I want to do something positive for my racial group. And my film is my last attempt to try to do something. I keep running across all these negative brothers and sisters that they forever want to say some negative things, but they don't want to put their money where their mouth is. I'm not begging the financial elites to fund this film because they won't. And it's up to the black grassroots and the global African family. The ball is in their court. And I'm going to try to host these conferences at least twice a month. But this is going to be our first conference for right now. The next conference is going to hopefully be with my international friends. Evangelist Martha Mumba. She's the admin for my African group, Rakai of Africa. Me and you are going to have to meet up and try to host, our the next conference. So I am going to be reaching out to you, but I just want people to know that there is a solution. And I offer something that no other black leader has. And that's a positive vision and a plan to help improve Black America, to help improve Africa, to help improve the Caribbeans, and to help improve Brazil, if given a chance. But I'm just trying to start it here. This is the base. It has to start here in Chicago. Because that's going to be and my online talk show is my launching pad. So that way I can spread my vision through the airwaves. I'm being real, it's not cool at all, being overlooked and being mocked and all that stuff, while our kids are being slaughtered left and right. We can't help everybody, I understand. That's why this organization is going to be membership based. And like I keep saying over and over, before I cut and run to Africa, I want to make our presence known here in Chicago. We want the global African family to know that we're trying to do something. We're not just running to Africa. Trying to help our brothers and sisters here that's trapped in American ghettos. If it was up to me, like what I wrote in the book, this organization will be up and running in 25 cities. But my book has been on Amazon now for 10 years, and it's still barely selling. That's the reality. Because we got so many people that's in our racial group full of Willie Lynch. They don't care. And those are the kind of people that I don't want to talk to. I want to connect with other people that think outside the box, like me and Sister Renee. And so, that's how come we want to do this film project first. Because we can't get grants and stuff right now because we don't even have a physical building. And all we have is the paperwork, but again, we want to take this to the next level. So I'm asking all of my active group members, stand up. Once we get this thing off the ground, I'm not going to be online as much as I am because I'm going to be out in the field. But this is where we started from. We started online, but we want to move from behind that computer. Make a real difference in the community, Black community. The community that's going to be willing to work with us. At least 50-50. But if Chicago don't want to work with us, once we have our resources in place and things like that, then we'll take it to another city. Because the same problems is in all the inner cities in America. So you can't run from this issue of drugs, crimes, gangs, poverty. But this was not by accident. This was designed by the financial elites, and that's what I talk about in my revised book. But unfortunately, since my revised book is not, on that bestsellers list right now, I have to take it to the next level. And this is what I want to be remembered for, trying to do something. Not just sitting up here complaining. And through this organization, we're going to host our African tour, so that way our brothers and sisters can connect with our continental brothers and sisters in Africa. But again, I want to bring the best of the diaspora to the continent. We're going to start off in South Africa. So here we get ready for our South Africa. So with that being said, I'll open up the phone lines and wait around for about 15 minutes. If I don't hear from anyone, then we're going to conclude the show for today. But yes, I am determined. And I'm going to keep doing these conferences until the end of the year. But I'm going to keep doing this until we raise our funds to do this film project. And I'm going to reward those that's been working with us such people as Dr. Amanda Matthews for sticking by our side and being a very good contributor. So appreciate that. I hope that she could be part of our film project. But nevertheless, I am going to acknowledge that, she's been very helpful in this organization. Sister Renee, even though she prefers to be behind the scenes, I'm very grateful to have her to work with me in this organization. And so, and also other contributors that's, participate on the panel. I appreciate that. I hope that all of those persons that participate on the panel would consider being part of our film project as well, once we able to raise the capital. We want to again make a quality film. I'm not trying to make a flop just to make a film. I want to make sure that my story is going to be told correctly. And I'm going to be involved in the shooting process. I'm going to be on the scene basically when they shoot the film and everything, because I wanted to do behind the scenes, show my supporters, kind of, the progress of the film, so that they'll know that I'm on the up and up with you, and that this is real. When we do our African tours, we're gonna record those things, so that way people know that this is real. And most of all, we just want to thank God Almighty, because again, all these other black organizations that's out there marching and protesting and leaving God out of it is not going to amount to nothing. So yes, we're going to be praying and all those things, but we want to ask the Holy Spirit to advocate for us. And so, like I say, he blessed me with the capital. I can go ahead and get this thing started now. But it's up to him. But I'm grateful again for this opportunity. Again, I just want to say thank you all for listening, and the phone lines are now open.